let's talk about a little bit about the process for film acting. So when you choose a script that you're going to do, how do you start? What questions do you ask yourself when you're starting to work on a character?
The really important thing is the first read, because it's the only time you get it. There's only one time that you don't know what the story is. So it's so important. And then, of course, sometimes you're reading something and you don't know that it's going to be important in your life. You're reading and you're thinking, oh, I'm reading this script. And then you start to get involved. So it's not an intellectual experience. I was just reading a story because I just finished a job, and so I was on a plane for a long time, and I was reading a story by Ernest Hemingway about bullfighting. It's a short story, and he says that he's describing the bullfight, and the bullfighter is saying, I can't think. He's describing the mind of the bullfighter, and he's describing how he knows that he's watching the bull, he's watching his feet, he's watching his eyes, and he knows that if he starts to think, he's in trouble. So he can't think. So it's like that. It's like you don't want to think. You know that if you're thinking, you're not in the best place. So on an initial read of a script that is interesting, you're not thinking. You're just in it. Like any audience, like you want the audience to be eventually when you see the movie. You're in it and you're emotionally involved. And in fact, your intellect usually is quieted. And that's part of the immersion, is that you're swept away. So that experience, if you get that, or a taste of that, it's what you're trying to recreate. But of course, it's like then breaking it down in like a digital pixelated little, every day becomes like a tiny slice or a tiny cube in that larger picture. But always trying to, like, just like as a director, I'm sure, you're always trying to keep the big picture in mind. Yeah. And you know that when you've read the script, you certainly see certain scenes that you know are pivotal, just narrative-wise. And so you know that, and you know the scenes that are less crucial. But no, it's emotional.